includes wrongdoing on the part of an authority or powerful party through means that are illegitimate, immoral, or incompatible with ethical standards. Corruption often results from patronage and is associated with bribery. So let's all join hands with the EFCC in the fight against corruption. Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. I am Aisha Muhammad.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
On our lineup is the conviction of a fake currency peddler and much more. Please stay tuned.
Cheers! Cheers! What is it?
Please, keep to yourself. Chivurabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jova Magadam.
Is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunting you. Hey! Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money at the fear chief.
You are supposed to fly a special man that the people of EFCC and chase people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison. Jail. How you are? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC, I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has refuted the Shell gas project bribery allegation. Kamali Gaby brings us the official position of the commission, as stated by the EFCC spokesperson Wilson Owojaren.
The attention of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has been drawn to a report which was widely syndicated in the newspapers and online media on Monday, October 6, 2014, alleging the involvement of officials of the Commission in a bribery scandal over the Gbaran Ubi gas project in Bayelsa State. The report, which is purportedly based on a petition to the House of Representatives by a certain Chidi David Edebanya, ought to be ignored as the motive is essentially to befuddle the case pending against the petitioner at the Federal High Court, Abuja. However, the EFCC is constrained to respond in the interest of readers who might have been misled by the sponsored story. For the avoidance of doubt, there is no truth in the claim by Edebanya that officials of the EFCC demanded gratification from him to throw the case. It is inconceivable that any official of the EFCC will ask for a bribe, let alone promising to make returns to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Mohammed Bello Adoke. This is preposterous. According to Edebanya, the bribes were demanded in 2011. The important question is, why has it taken him 3 solid years to go public with the allegation? The reality is that nothing of such happened. The contrivance is a ploy to discredit the case instituted by the EFCC against Edebanya. The petitioner is currently standing trial before the Federal High Court, Abuja, on charges of money laundering. He allegedly used his position as interface manager for Shell to extort his employer through a phony consultancy in connivance with officials of the Bayelsa State Ministry of Urban Development and disguised proceeds of the scam. He allegedly awarded himself a consultancy contract using his company, Fostech, being run by his girlfriend, Uzoma Ibe, an accomplice. The team milked Shell of 1.9 billion naira in consultancy charges for the Gbaran Ubi gas project. The phony deal later cost him his job. The matter, which was before Justice Gladys Olotu, was reassigned to Justice Adeni Ademola after the former left the bench. Rather than prove his innocence in court, Adebanya resort to self-help by petitioning the House of Representatives and seeking to scandalize the Commission through spurious allegations. It is regrettable that a section of the media bought this gambit by rushing to publish without any attempt to verify the claim or seeking the views of the Commission on the purported allegation. If this omission is part of an agenda to embarrass and distract the EFCC from pursuing the case against Adebanya, it has failed. No amount of sponsored publications on unfounded allegations will stop the Commission from diligently prosecuting the case against Adebanya. If the petitioner believes he has any case against the EFCC, he is free to seek redress in court.
What is it?
Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
Yes.
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear a special man that the people of EFCC are chasing people who are doing to submit other people's money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail. Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC, I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
A peddler of fake currency has been convicted and sentenced to prison by a federal high court in Kano. Zainab Sani Ahmad tells us more right after the break.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Justice Fatu Riemann of the Federal High Court Kano on September 30, 2014, convicted and sentenced one Abubakar Salihu to 5 years imprisonment with option of 300,000 naira fine on one count charge of possession of counterfeit United States dollars. The convict was arrested in July 2014 by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) after he was named as accomplice in another fraud investigation. He was arrested with pieces of counterfeit $100 bills. The charge against the convict reads that you, Abubakar Salihu, on or about the 22nd day of July 2014 in Kano, within the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court, had in your possession without lawful authority 5 pieces of counterfeit $100 bills, each with serial number HF61755203 top, HJ61755203 bottom, knowing same to be counterfeit and thereby committed an offence contrary to and punishable under Section 5, subsection 1B of the Counterfeit Currency Special Provision Act, Cap 35 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. The accused person pleaded guilty and was convicted accordingly. I am Zainab Sani Ahmed reporting for the Eagle.
Nigeria is the 6th largest producer of oil in the world. In over 50 years of oil exploration, the country has earned well over $600 billion as oil revenue. If properly managed, it should provide us with a health system that will save lives and not a decaying health system. A society where energy goes round for meaningful development and not an epileptic power supply system. A productive educational system and not a decaying educational system. A society where jobs are created for self-sustainability and not a society where our youth roam the streets unemployed. A highway of safety and security and not roads that lead us to early graves. We should have credible leaders who deliver dividends of democracy to the people and not corrupt leaders who who divert our collective revenue for private use. Say no to corrupt leaders. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police has commended the EFCC on its achievements and conduct of staff through the years. Thelma AK is standing by to tell us more.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
A lead investigator with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Nom Ledger, has commended the professional achievements and conduct of men and officers of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
My impression of EFCC, I would actually sum it up in probably 3 words. Very professional, high integrity, and very competent people working in the organization. I've been very, very impressed, to be honest.
Ledger said this as he rounded off a 2-week course on tactical intelligence analysis organized for investigators and analysts drawn from the EFCC, Nigerian Police and Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency by Royal Canadian Mounted Police, EFCC and other stakeholders at the EFCC Academy, Abuja. Ledger further said,
a lot of time we fail to identify or recognize that EFCC is a very junior organization, and the level at which you guys conduct investigation and at the level of professionalism that you guys offer is incredible, and I commend you guys all for doing a good job.
According to Ledger, the course, among other things, will help in fine-tuning the knowledge and depth of Nigerian law enforcement officers, set as a perspective that will lead to intelligence that will help investigation and assist in identifying and focusing on priority trends and relationships. Earlier in his closing remark, Femi Barufu, representing the commandant of the EFCC Academy, Ayo Olowoni, stressed the importance of participants putting whatever they have learned into practice in their various places of work.
I was made to understand that this course is a tactical intelligence analysis, right? Which is a very key component of any law enforcement agency. Now, I want to start by thanking, the Canadian government for creating this platform in the first place, and then the Canadian Police College for providing resource persons who are here to do the delivery.
In their respective remarks, Brittany McBain and Jeff Thompson, both criminal intelligence analysts from RCMP, said they have learned a lot from their experiences at the course, even as resource persons. Highlights of the events were the presentation of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police plaque to the 3 organizations in attendance and certificates to participants by Mr. Barufu. Thelma AK, reporting for the Eagle.
Cheers! Cheers! What is it?
Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you.
Hey!
Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money at the fear chief.
You are supposed to fly especially now that you don't people of EFCC and chase people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison. Jail. Are you? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC, I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, was established as one of the mechanisms to combat economic and financial crimes through prevention, investigation, and prosecution. The act establishing the commission was first enacted in 2002 and later repealed and replaced with 2004 Act, which gives the commission more enforcement powers. The commission also exists to investigate all financial crimes including advance fee fraud, money laundering, counterfeiting, illegal charge transfers, future market fraud, fraudulent encashment of negotiable instruments, credit card fraud, contract scams, and many others. Its powers also include the adoption of measures to identify, freeze, confiscate, or seize proceeds derived from terrorist activities, economic and financial crimes-related offenses. The birth of the EFCC marks a turning point in the fight against economic and financial crimes and corruption. The country was held hostage by this element that specialized in defrauding unsuspecting victims of their fortunes under false pretenses. They are referred to as advance fee fraudsters, popularly known as 419 in the Nigerian parlance. With the establishment of the EFCC, however, a war was waged against them by the Commission. Many of them were arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. Properties and cash worth billions of nairas were recovered from them, and today, a large number of them are still languishing in various prisons across the country. The very first case of advance fee fraud that the Commission investigated was that of a syndicate of 5 fraudsters led by one Emmanuel Umude, in which a Brazilian bank was swindled of $242 million. They were arrested and the funds were recovered and restituted to the bank in Brazil. Also part of the EFCC's efforts at bringing the activities of advance fee fraudsters to an end was the clamped down on 419ers who duped unsuspecting victims through divination in shrines. Many of these criminals were involved in producing fake herbal medicines which they used in duping unsuspecting victims. A massive operation was launched in Ikorodu axis of Lagos State and some other parts of the southwest, which led to the many suspects in their hideouts. Among them was one Elente Apetutu, who is the leader of the syndicate. The commission also tackled cyber fraudsters known as Yahoo-Yahoo in the Nigerian parlance. This set of cyber fraudsters, who are mostly young Nigerians, send scam emails to unsuspecting victims mostly abroad with the intent to defrauding them. The commission regularly organizes raids at their flashpoints. One of such raids was the Operation Cyberstorm, which took the Commission's operatives round all cyber cafes in the country. Documents used by the scammers were intercepted by the EFCC. The Operation Cyberstorm led to the arrest and prosecution of many of these fraudsters. They were sentenced to various jail terms as the clampdown on them still continues. In areas where these raids are conducted, the Commission's operatives mostly face tense situations.
Put the password so that we can send it.
Hey, Aso.
Tell them, make sure that anything I print, you give them to me. My friend, go to that side. Go to that side.
Government officials were not left out of the fight as the Commission has successfully apprehended many of them who use public office to siphon government funds. Former state governors were not also left out. The establishing acts of the Commission also vest powers in it to investigate tax evasion. The Commission's operative raided a shopping outlet operated by Chinese nationals called Chinatown in Lagos. Importers at these markets have been variously accused of evading tax when bringing goods into the country. The man behind the whole fraud was one Jackson. He was arrested alongside some other culprits and brought to book by the EFCC.
I'm an officer from the EFCC.
Yeah?
No EFCC?
I don't know.
Economic and Financial Crimes Commission?
No, what okay.
Good. We have a petition against your office. You know tax, you are supposed to pay tax to government?
Yes.
Do you pay tax?
I pay tax for Chinatown, Jackson.
Okay, what agency, who collects the tax from you?
Jackson.
Please, can I have some receipts from you?
I have, but I check for you. Any month I pay money.
Yes. You want analysis?
No. Excuse me, sir.
The EFCC weighed into the banking sector crisis in 2010. Depositors' funds, which were diverted for private use by defaulting former bank chief executives, were recovered. The action led to the arrest and conviction of some of the former executives of the rescued banks. The commission secured the conviction of one of them, Cecilia Ibru, who was a former managing director in Oceanic Bank PLC, now known as EcoBank PLC. Ibru served 6 months imprisonment with billions of naira recovered from her in cash and assets. Other indicted bank chiefs are currently being prosecuted in various courts across the country. 10 years after the establishment of the commission, it has successfully charged 700 cases to court and recorded over 500 convictions. Within the same period, the commission also recovered properties including cash, houses, land, luxury cars, vessels, and all tankers running into billions of dollars. Next is the feedback segment with Chidima Amanambo.
Our first message comes from Alhaji Danladi Fajimu, who wrote via Facebook. He says, God will continue to help you to clean our nation. Thank you very much, Fajimu, for your encouraging message. We are reassured by your confidence and support. The second message is from Abubakar Mohammed, who tweeted via @Abuba Mohammed. He said, EFCC is doing well in fighting corruption in Nigeria. I therefore urge Nigerians to rise up in supporting the anti-graft war. The Commission and the country at large need the patriotism of the likes of Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed. We promise to continue to justify taxpayers' money in carrying out our mandate. That's all we have for you this week on the feedback segment. Thanks for your contributions. To be part of this segment, please visit us on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities on youtube.com/official EFCC. You can call or send a text to the following numbers: 0809 3322 644 and 0818 3322 644. To report any misconduct by staff of the Commission, please log on to dia@efccnigeria.org or call this number 0990447758 between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays only.
Nigeria is the 6th largest producer of oil in the world. In over 50 years of oil exploration, the country has earned well over $600 billion as oil revenue. If properly managed, it should provide us with a health system that will save lives and not a decaying health system. A society where energy goes round for meaningful development and not an epileptic power supply system. A productive educational system and not a decaying educational system. A society where jobs are created for self-sustainability and not a society where our youth roam the streets unemployed. A highway of safety and security and not roads that lead us to early graves. We should have credible leaders who deliver dividends of democracy to the people and not corrupt leaders who divert our collective revenue for private use. Say no to corrupt leaders. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Please keep sending your feedback to us. Your comments, suggestions and inquiries are very important to us. The Public Interface Unit of the Public Affairs Department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is driving a national discourse online every week. We are focusing on issues of good governance as it affects the anti-corruption crusade in Nigeria. Please join us on Google Plus by searching for Official EFCC or Official EFCC ng@gmail.com. You can also join us on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities on youtube.com/official EFCC. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and God bless Nigeria.